Hello and welcome to another one of Nate's training videos on using the new MyNate website. This particular training video will go over how to use the training portal on the new MyNate website. So the first step is to apply to get set up as a recognized training provider, which will allow you to register courses with Nate. To do so, you will want to fill out the Recognized Training Organization application located at www.natex.org. The application is located under Partners and Testing, and then the applications link. Once approved, you will receive a confirmation email, which will have your provider number and an activation code. Once you have that confirmation email, you will need to create a MyNate login. So to create a MyNate login, you'll want to go to the First Time User tab on www.mynate.org and then select the activation type as RTP/training organization. The site is then going to ask you for your activation code and provider number, which is in your confirmation email. If you're an existing training organization contact that registered with Nate prior to April 2014, but you never created a MyNate login, your activation code is your original password and the provider number is your old TO number. After that information is entered, click the Activate button. Some of your information will appear below, and then you'll just need to complete the remaining fields, which will include selecting a MyNate username and password. Once complete, click the Register button, which will send you a verification email. After your email address is verified, which you verify by clicking that link in that verification email, you can then log in with your new username and password. If you already have a MyNate login, you can just go directly to mynate.org, and your original MyNate login from the old MyNate site will still continue to work on the new site. If you do not remember your password, you can use that Lost Forgotten Password feature to reset it. Alright, the first section we're going to go through is the course viewer. So to get to that, select the RTP tab once you've logged into MyNate. By default, you're going to start at the course viewer section in the RTP. If you are an admin for more than one RTP, you can use the RTP selector to change which organization you're viewing. This view is going to allow you to see all your courses, the status of those courses, and the expiration date for those courses. To view more detailed information about any particular course, including the registered specialties, you can click that magnifying glass to the right of the course. If the course has expired or is within 6 months of expiration, you will see a Renew Course button to the right of it, and we'll go over that in more detail later in this presentation. So this is what that course viewer looks like. You see here you have your different tabs for your RTP, and here's where you can select which RTP you're viewing if you're an administrator for more than one by clicking that drop-down menu. You do have a search function here in which you can filter by certain keywords in your courses listed below here. And it does page them, so you can use these navigation buttons to move through the pages or increase the page size. By default it is 10. To submit a new course, you want to click on the Add Training button on that course viewer page. That's going to open up the training editor, which will have a number of fields for you to complete. The first one is title, which is just the name of the course. The next field is the description, which is just listing the topics covered by your course. There is a credit measurement unit field. This one you will not be able to edit, as Nate only uses continuing education hours. The final category is training category, and Nate has 3 categories to choose from: course, seminar, and conference. Please select which one best describes your training. And then the final part of registering a new course is selecting which specialties will be registered to that course and for how many hours. A technician does need to hold an active certification in at least one of the specialties you register for your course in order to receive credit for attending your course. So please select all specialties that are relevant to your course, and then you can specify the length of the course in hours by entering an hour in numbers to the right of each specialty. Again, you do not have to divide the total course hours to the different specialties. So if you have a 4-hour course and 4 specialties registered to that course, you do not have to specify 1 hour for each specialty. All 4 specialties could receive 4 hours of credit. Safety, electrical, and soft skills courses will apply to all specialties. So this is what that training editor looks like. Here you have the title, the description, the credit measurement unit, which you can skip, and then the training category. Down below is where you have a list of NATE specialties, and then the ones that have been associated with your specialty. To associate them, you just click on the specialty name, and then on the arrow button to move them over. Once they're moved over, this white box to the right will be blank, and that is where you enter in the course length in hours. So for this particular course, it is a 4-hour course, so we've entered in 4 hours for each one of those specialties. Once all your course information is entered, you can click the Continue button in the lower right-hand corner, and that's going to bring you to the Payment Options screen. You can either choose to pay by purchase order, to be invoiced by NATE, or pay by credit card to pay with your credit card right there on the spot online. If your organization wants to be invoiced but does not use purchase orders, you still want to select that pay by purchase order and then enter in none or NA as the PO number. And that's what that payment screen looks like here. So it's going to have a list there, what you registered, the price of that new course registration, and then you can either pay by purchase order or pay by credit card. Once submitted, your course status will be set to pending. NATE will then review your course. If everything has been submitted correctly, then the course will be approved. If something needs to be changed, your course status will be set to rejected, and you will receive an email explaining why and instructions on how to correct that course. Typically, this is done if information is missing, such as there's no specialties registered to the course, there's no hours associated with those specialties, so on and so forth. You can continue to edit a course while its status is pending. This will change the status to pending after resubmittal. However, this does not affect your place in getting the course approved. The next section we're going to go over is submitting a class roster. To submit an attendance roster online, select the Submitted Course Hours tab. From there, you want to download the empty roster template for uploads. And that's going to be an Excel file, which is used as a template for uploading those course hours. On that Excel file, you want to enter in the NATE ID number, first name, and last name of each certified technician that attended your course. And then you'll want to save that template with a name you can recognize later for uploading. Once you have that Excel document created and saved, you'll want to click on the Upload Roster button under the Submitted Course Hours tab. Then you're going to select which course you're uploading from that drop-down menu under Training. Then you will want to enter the start date and end date of your course and the location where it was held. You just have to do city, state. You don't have to get more specific than that. You will then want to click the Add Files button, and then it's going to bring up a search of your own computer to find that particular upload document. You will then be able to verify what you entered on the template matches what's in NATE's database. As an instructor, you can override it. So if there's a slight difference in the first name, such as somebody filled out their attendance roster as Bill, but their NATE system is William, you can override that as an instructor and still push those hours through. The system will alert you if any of the NATE ID numbers you entered in your template do not exist in our system. So if you've made a mistake, you can correct that, or you can contact the technician and have them provide their actual NATE ID number if the number they provided you on the roster was incorrect. Screenshots of this process are going to be on the next 4 slides, so we'll walk through this whole process. So this is when you move over from the course viewer to the Submitted Course Hours tab. This is where you would click to download the empty roster, and that's just going to be that Excel file. And this is where you would click to upload the roster once you have that Excel file completed. This is what that Excel file is going to look like. So it's just 3 columns, NATE ID, first name, last name. Please don't add any additional columns, as that will disrupt the template and will not allow you to upload it. So you can just enter in the NATE ID number, first name, and last name of each technician in your class. Then once you click that Upload Roster button, you're going to get this screen here on the left, which you will then select your course here from the Training tab. It will be a drop-down menu of every registered course you have with NATE. You just select which course you're uploading a roster for. You'll then enter the start date and end date of your course, as well as the location, just city and state. And then there'll be an upload button here. When you click that, it's going to open something that looks like this, which then you just navigate on your own computer to wherever you save that particular Excel document. And then just double click that, click open, and it will upload that file for you. Once that file has been attached, it will bring you to the screen here, which is going to show you what you uploaded versus what's on our system. So this first group here, first name, last name, upload, that's from your Excel template. And then first name, last name, server, that's what NATE has in our database. And then it's going to check them to see if they're matched. Really, it's looking at the NATE ID and making sure the NATE ID is in the system. So if you had put on your roster Anthony and I'm in the system as Tony, that's not a problem. Finally, once you click Save there, it's going to show you this, just letting you know that the upload was complete and was successful. And then you can just click the Done button in the lower right-hand corner to close the screen. And the final section we'll be going over is renewing a course that has expired. So 6 months before a course expires or after a course has expired, a new action button will appear to the right on the course viewer. To renew that course, you just click on that Renew Action button. And that's going to bring up a similar training editor to when you registered the course for the first time. You'll be able to edit the title, description, associated specialties, and hours for a course when you're renewing it. You will then follow the same payment procedure as submitting a new course. So you'll have that pay by purchase order, pay by credit card option, and then submit that course to NATE for a renewal. Again, NATE's just going to review it to make sure there's not any errors on it, and then approve it. Alright, so this is what that looks like here. So this is a screenshot grabbed from the course viewer. So to the right of each one of your listed courses, you have the magnifying glass that will show you more information about the course, or if the course has expired or within 6 months of its expiration date, you'll get that Renew button here. And then when you click that Review button, you're going to get this training editor. The course reference number you can't change, that's just the course ID, but you'd be able to edit the title and description of the course, as well as associate additional specialties or remove specialties if the course content has changed. And if the course length has changed, you can also change the amount of hours associated with each one of those specialties. Once you've filled out all your information and click Continue, it's just going to bring you to this exact same payment screen, except it will say Renewal instead of New Course Approval. And the cost is the same. And then you can either pay by purchase order or pay by credit card. Again, if your organization does not use purchase orders but you still want to receive an invoice, you can just put in none or NA for that particular purchase order number. And that concludes the training guide for submitting a course, class rosters, or renewing courses. If you have any questions about this process, or if you have any difficulty submitting a course or a class roster, please contact NATE Customer Service at 877-420-6283 or send an email to asknate@natex.org. Thank you.